Welcome back. You're watching a special broadcast on counting of the Bihar Assembly election. It's a huge mandate so far, it seems, from the trends and the results that have come out so far. The NDA is leading on 190 seats and the Mahagathbandhan, which is the opposition alliance, is far behind, leading on only 49 seats. And this is a massive mandate because the halfway mark was 122 seats. The two-third majority mark was 162 seats. The three-fourth majority mark was 183 seats. But the NDA is ahead of all those markers. It is at 190 seats. So a huge victory. It seems Nitish is on course to becoming the chief minister again. And Tejasvi Yadav would be disappointed because not only is the MJP trailing and not only is the RJD performing far worse than it had last time around, but even Tejasvi Yadav is trailing from his seat, his home constituency of Raghopur.
Indeed, and so this implies that the large voter turnout has clearly favoured the incumbent and has strengthened its position. And as we say behind us, that the NDA has swept this poll, or at least is sweeping this election in Bihar. Here are the headlines. In the eastern state of Bihar, early trends show the National Democratic Alliance has raced past the three-fourth majority mark in trends as counting continues amidst tight security.
Stellar performance by BJP and JDU as RJD and Congress fall behind in early trends. Celebrations underway in BJP and JDU offices.
The Delhi bomber Dr. Umar Mohammad's house in Jammu and Kashmir demolished by security forces. Two hybrid terrorists, Shabir Najjar and Shabir Mir, arrested on Thursday.
Security tightened across Delhi as probe into the deadly Red Fort blast expands. Traffic police asks travellers to reach early to avoid queues at airport, railway stations.
Well, with early trends favouring the Janata Dal United, the state president, Umesh Kushwaha, says that Nitish Kumar is set to return. The JDU office is upbeat, with leaders confident that the numbers will hold. DD India's Gautam Roy has been tracking reactions on the ground as counting gains momentum across Bihar.
The initial trends are indicating that the NDA will be back, and perhaps you'll see Nitish Kumar enhancing his tenure as Chief Minister of Bihar once again into unprecedented territories. We have Umesh Kushwaha with us. He's the JDU's Bihar president. Let's speak to him. It seems that congratulations could be in order, Umesh, in just a while from now when we have firmer trends. But what do you make of the initial trends? They seem to be bearing out the exit polls and showing that the increased record mandate that this time Bihar's voters have delivered have gone in your favor mostly.
कि आप लोग ने जो एग्जिट पोल को आप लोगों ने जो पेश किया उससे भी बेहतर ऐतिहासिक परिणाम होने वाला है। जो जनता का जो भरोसा हमारे नेता पर किया है, जनता को मैं आपके चैनल के माध्यम से उन सभी को आभार प्रकट करता हूं, पूरे बिहार की जनता को, कि हमारे नेता के जो काम है, हमारे नेता की जो उपलब्धि है, उस पर जनता ने भरोसा जताया है, विकास और विश्वास हमारे नेता पर किया है, और जो सुशासन है और विकास है उस पर मोहर लगाई है, और जो परिणाम है थोड़ा देख लीजिए, इंतजार कर लीजिए, 12 बजे के बाद स्पष्ट आप लोग को दिखाई देगा, जो परिणाम है ऐतिहासिक होगा।
Rivals, because we had Tejasvi Yadav saying that he'll take oath on the 18th. We had other leaders saying that situation will be like Nepal if the
तेजस्वी जो है वो आप देख रहे हैं कि हसीन मुंगेरी लाल के हसीन सपना देख रहे हैं, और जिस तरह के माहौल अभी सुनील सिंह ने जिस पर आप चर्चा भी कर रहे थे, जिस पर क्वेश्चन कर रहे थे, तो क्या अराजकता कब फैलाना चाह रहा है। जो 2005 के पहले का जो स्थिति था उसमें बिहार के लोग जाना नहीं चाह रहे हैं। जो अभी जिस तरह से एमएलसी ने बोला, जिस तरह से उनके नेता बोल रहे हैं, तो ये तो बिहार देख रहा है, बिहार की जनता देख रहा है। पहले ही चुनाव परिणाम आने से पहले इस तरह से धमकी, तो ये जनता कभी माफ़ करती है? जनता सब चीज़ देखती रहती है, जनता समझती है। और कौन लोग हमारे जनता समझती है कि कौन लोग कोरा बोलते हैं, कौन लोग काम की बात करते हैं। हमारे नेता ने हमेशा वोट की चिंता नहीं किया, हमारे नेता ने वोटरों की चिंता किया है कि आप कैसे सामाजिक, आर्थिक, शैक्षणिक स्थिति कैसे बेहतर कर सकते हैं, उसके लिए हमारे नेता ने काम किया।
JDU state president pretty assured that these initial trends will bear out the final results as well in Bihar elections, and Nitish Kumar will return to the chief minister's chair for a record 5th term. And as for the opponents, he said the kind of remarks that they've been making, they're only exposing themselves further to the people of Bihar. With camperson Vicky Rajput, Gautam Roy, TD India in Patna.
Indeed, and our correspondent Deepika is joining us from the BJP headquarters. She was at the last time we spoke to her in Patna. Deepika, so clearly now that we are seeing a huge victory for the NDA led by the BJP and of course under the leadership of the Chief Minister Nitish Kumar of the JDU. So it's a combined effort. How is you give us a description of the scenes you're seeing around you.
Yes, Mark, the celebrations have started here. I would request my camera person to show you the continuous sloganeering and chanting of Vande Mataram, Bharat Mata Ki Jai is currently happening here. Many of the party workers have come here from all across Bihar to celebrate this huge momentum, this huge victory of NDA Alliance here in Bihar. Such a great sweep by the NDA Alliance, and the poster behind all these party workers that you can see that talks about BJP and the NDA and the vision of Bihar and Jai Bihar as well. And many of the people here treated Prime Minister Narendra Modi here with sweets. All the party members have come here and chanting BJP Zindabad, NDA Zindabad, Bihar Zindabad. We are celebrating this huge momentum, huge victory of the NDA Alliance. So CM Nitish Kumar once again for Bihar is a clear mandate of the people here. And Bharat Mata Ki Jai continues as the chanting here at the BJP headquarters. We are expecting more number of people to arrive here at the BJP headquarters to celebrate this victory. However, many of the party members are already here. We are expecting some sort of reaction from Nitish Kumar as well, because there were so many questions around his health, whether he would be able to continue, because he's already been the longest serving chief minister. But this time the mandate has clearly gone in the favor of Nitish Kumar as well, because the NDA made it very clear that when we talk about CM, there is no doubt it has to be Nitish Kumar. So all the questions have been put on a pause. They have been vested by all the voters here. Not only it was successful in the term of polling as well with a huge voter turnout, but it is a huge success for the NDA Alliance as well, because there were few questions on the records. If we go by the Bihar election record as well, many people say that when we witness a higher number of voter turnout, the government changes. But right now, the heart of the voters have changed, and as other MPs of the BJP has also said that they've stolen the heart, not the vote, the heart of the voters here, and the initiatives really worked well for all the people here, and especially for the NDA Alliance here. Mark.
Right, Deepika, by when do you think an official announcement by the Election Commission could happen of the results, and what happens next? Will there be meetings of both the JDU and the BJP separately, or would there be a meeting of the NDA before staking claim to form government?
Right now, we are expecting the voting to complete by numbers by 2 o'clock, but we will have the official figures by the Election Commission of India by 5 p.m. because that is the official time of closure of counting as well, and an official declaration from the Election Commission of India on the exact numbers that we would be having very soon by the end of the day. Now, right now, what we are expecting is, of course, a series of celebrations, not only in BJP headquarters here in Patna, but obviously at BJP headquarters in New Delhi as well. We are also expecting, the Chief Minister Nitish Kumar to address the media people. However, there is huge barricading and the security have been beefed up in front of Nitish Kumar's residence as well here in Patna. However, there are posters which have been already put up in front of his residence as well. And when we talk about the party meeting, we are expecting an official confirmation on this from the party officials that when are they going to hold a press conference. We are also expecting Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address all the BJP party workers, NDA party workers at the BJP headquarters in New Delhi as well. Remains to be seen how and when it goes out. But also BJP is also mindful of the fact that what happened in New Delhi, keeping in fact that factor, they will keep it very low key as officially said by the BJP spokesperson here as well in Patna. Munmur.
Right, Deepika, we'll come back to you. We can see that there is, the mood is very celebratory over there. They are celebrating, of course, a huge mandate, a mandate that is unprecedented in many respects, totally above the expectations of even the pollsters.
Absolutely.
So, now as the counting is underway for the Bihar Assembly elections, the atmosphere is already pretty strong at the BJP headquarters in Delhi as well. And Bihar's special
Sattu parathas,
yes, indeed.
Yes, and jalebis are being prepared for visitors. See this report by correspondent Siddharth Bharadwaj.
Well, the result for Bihar Assembly election will be out today. The result for 243 seats will be out today. And I am here at the BJP headquarters and it seems like the celebration has already started. You can see here the traditional Sattu ka paratha is being made here. And Sattu is very famous in Bihar. And you can see Sattu ka paratha being made by the people here. Along with that, Indian traditional delicacy, sweet jalebi is also being made. Well, seems like the environment is already in a celebratory mode wherein the result of 243 seats will be out today. The main competition is between the NDA and Mahagathbandhan. Well, the exit polls have also shown that the NDA is making the government in the state of Bihar with a clear majority. But as the trends evolve through the day, we will only get to know who is making the government in the state of Bihar. With camera person Bimlesh, this is Siddharth Bharadwaj reporting for DD India in New Delhi.
Well, that was Siddharth's report, and he had sent that report a lot earlier when the trends were just beginning to come in. But of course, now they are firmed up and quite significant. And, a mandate that we need to analyze in some detail, do a deep dive into. And Gautam Roy is with us. He's on the ground and he has, the pulse of the state. Tell us, Gautam, is this, what the people on the street were expecting?
Well, in a way, yes, a lot of people did vote for this particular formation, this alliance, which is, of course, the NDA at the national level, and primarily the BJP and the JDU at the state level, with the state leader being Nitish Kumar, unassailable really now with the kind of mandate that he seems to be getting. Already 2 decades almost in the Chief Minister's chair, perhaps another 5 now set to go with the kind of trends that we're getting, even getting close to the 3/4 majority, which is which the exit polls also did not foresee, because normally exit pollsters tend to temper their findings because it's an issue of conversion of the number of people that they sampled, the kind of women they've given into seats, which is quite complicated. So sometimes they tend to be conservative and they temper as well, so perhaps they tempered. And if these results, the trends that we're seeing, they bear out, then this will be an unprecedented result for the people of Bihar. And it just tells us the way that these people are thinking, that the kind of work and the kind of policies and programs and promises that the NDA has been making, that Nitish Kumar has been making, that Prime Minister Modi has been making, they've hit home. They've hit home in a manner where it's taken away the vote share of the other side, which is the Mahagathbandhan, the RJD, the Congress, and the other smaller parties, which is why we're seeing this sort of a result. Apart from that, there is addition in terms of the number of voters who've been polling as well. an almost 10% jump from the last time around. Again, an unprecedented figure of 67.13% people voting. So the more the votes, the more the final verdict will take time to come. In some seats, the rounds could be as many as 30, where it depends on how many votes have been polled. But in some seats where the consolidated number is less, there might be fewer rounds, 15, 16 rounds. But we're getting to that stage when results will perhaps start trickling if they haven't already on the Election Commission website, which is conclusive. So we'll get to know very soon, if we don't know already, that these trends are bearing out, which is why you see such a lot of celebratory mood really at the JDU headquarters in Patna, where I am. We've seen bursting of crackers. We've seen dhols, drums being played, all kinds of instruments, of course, even temple bells and conch shells being played. And now freely even Khaja, that's another typical Bihari mithai, a sweet that has been distributed among journalists.
Yes, Gautam, a quick word from you on what is expected to happen now in terms of discussions within the JDU and the BJP, and maybe of the alliance for government formation, and especially the Deputy Chief Minister's post.
Well, yes, we've seen the Deputy Chief Ministers earlier, and perhaps there could be more as well. There's a lot of speculation on that. We will have to see. One thing is completely unquestionable. It will be Nitish Kumar again. Perhaps the election that was set aside, although initially there was some speculation as to why is the BJP clearly declaring, or the NDA coming out clearly declaring that it will be Nitish Kumar who will, take the post as and when and if the NDA wins. But that question was set aside through the period of the campaign itself, despite what the opposition was saying about Nitish Kumar's health overall. Nitish Kumar was seen actively campaigning. That didn't come in the way. His health didn't come in the way of that. And there is no question about that anymore.
Right. Thanks, Gautam, for joining us for the moment. We seem to be having a little bit of a problem with your audio. But let's turn to Mr. Praful Ketkar, editor of Organizer, who's with us. Mr. Ketkar, a massive mandate, one can see. And vote share wise also, the combined NDA vote share is close to 50%. How would you view this? What are your initial reaction?
See, Mark, this is unprecedented. See, when there was a up for 11% total vote percentage and women voters going up, that clearly shows that there is something happening on the ground. Perhaps nobody either working on the ground or exit polls could pick up. This was clearly, somewhere, visible, but still in a form of undercurrent. Because women voters have played a very significant role in giving a mandate in favor of Prime Minister Modi and Nitish Kumar. EBCs, economically backward caste, economically backward classes, they have consolidated in favor of NDA. So what looks like, earlier was supposed to be a very thin majority and next to next slide, what is looking clearly is RJD is almost retaining its vote share, but Congress is drastically going down. Last time what had happened, that, the two parties within NDA, that is JDU and Lok Janashakti Party of Mr. Chirag Paswan, they had a friendly fights in many places. And Chirag Paswan, in fact, was trying to challenge Mr. Nitish Kumar and JDU in many places. This time, the alliance has worked very closely, and it seems giving 29 seats to LJP has worked in favor of NDA, and vote transfer has clearly taken shape between the BJP, JDU and LJP.
Yes, Praful ji, what happens next in terms of the Deputy Chief Minister's position? You think that Chirag Paswan will also lay claim to a Deputy CM's position, even though he is a Union Minister, someone from his party, considering the performance this time around? Besides, of course, we know that the BJP would definitely have a couple of Deputy Chief Ministers, or at least one.
With this kind of mandate, he would definitely like to go for important portfolios or even a post of deputy chief minister. But what, the messaging that was clear, Munmun, that he said, I'm a Hanuman of Prime Minister Modi. And I want to have a, balance between what I want to do in Bihar and what I want to do at the center level. And that has clearly worked. Because that time, when last time in 2020, he was actually trying to claim legacy of his father, Mr. Ramvilas Paswan, and he was in contest with his own uncle. And this time, it looks like there is a clear-cut hold over the legacy of Mr. Ramvilas Paswan, the Paswan vote share, and overall the Lok Janashakti Party's organizational framework. So he is much more confident, and therefore what we are seeing is officially now he not just negotiated for seats. There were many seats which even BJP supporters talked about. Why we are giving so many seats to Chirag Paswan, but it has really worked well because 20 seats out of 29, and then what had happened last time that JDU actually was pulled down thanks to Chirag's strategy. Right. That now has changed. That has drastically changed, and therefore I feel that with Prime Minister Modi and Nitish Kumar having better equations than last time, LJP on board, I think they will work out some formula to give seats. But definitely, I think he will claim for either important portfolios or maybe a post of deputy minister.
Talking about poll strategy, Mr. Ketkar, one poll strategist had started his own party, the Jan Suraj party. How do you think, did he manage to change the narrative at least, even though they have drawn a blank, some sort of impact on the way people voted or had thought about voting?
Mark, I always feel that when it comes to the electoral politics in India, you require a combination of three strong factors. One is leadership, one is ideology, and the third one is organizational structure. Unfortunately, what has happened in last 15-20 years, all the new parties that are emerging, including Aam Aadmi Party, they do not pay much attention to what organization means when it comes to the electoral politics. BJP, with combination of many other factors at the organizational level, the affiliated ideological parivar of BJP has got a strong bandwidth to mobilize people on the ground on various issues, including the national issues. While what Mr. Prashant Kishore tried to do, it has again shown that giving a consultancy to somebody to manage the election and contesting election yourself are two different ball games. And you require a different kind of machinery, different kind of organizational structure, and more important that, the ideological clarity. Mr. Prashant Kishore was not sure where does he stand when it comes to the allegations of, say, vote chori? Where does he stand on the issue of, say, illegal immigration? Of course, he tried his best to mobilize the young voters on the issue of unemployment. But yes, unemployment has been issue in India since independence in every election.
Right.
What is the ideological framework under which you are going to address that issue of unemployment? That was very unclear. Whether you are going to do that with the private investment, whether you are going to do that with the infrastructure creation. So that ideological clarity, I believe, was missing. And when it comes to the voters of Bihar, I think they will test him, at multiple levels, even before giving him a chance, because Bihar voters are very, very sharp when it comes to, making their electoral choice.
Indeed. We are joined by our colleague Amit Mukherjee, who has been tracking the elections very closely. He's in the studio with us. Amit, so, when we look at a pro-incumbency vote, One wonders whether these issues like Mr. Ketkar was raising just now of unemployment that Prashant Kishore was trying to raise resonate at all, law and order, unemployment, because I mean you're after all voting for the same people. What does that imply?
See, Mark, when it comes to Bihar election, one thing was very clear. It's the NDA coalition that is going to come back to power. Now the question was with how much improvement will they come back to power? Because if you look at the opponents, the kind of tainted images which the RJD already has, people who have been under the RJD rule, 15-20 years back, they know exactly what was not right in Bihar. The kind of social economic structure that was there, the extortions that were happening, the lack of employment, bringing down, Lalu always talked about social equality and all. So their strategy was to bring down everybody at a lower level. So that was the sort of a structure which the RJD regime sort of followed, and that's still fresh in the minds of people of Bihar. And again, like our guest already pointed out, you cannot take the people of Bihar for granted as far as their understanding of politics is concerned. They are very, very clear in their mind, irrespective of the socio-economic strata. Even if a person comes from a very lower level of the society, he is very clear as to what his aspirations are, what is it that he is looking at. And of course, peace in the state, social security, these are two very, very important factors as far as Bihar is concerned. And clearly, RJD, that was the only rival as far as BJP and the JDU alliance is concerned. So, I mean, in terms of credibility, the RJD was nowhere there. So, it was very clear that even before Bihar went to polls, it was very, very clear that NDA would come back to power, but how much would the margin be? That was the whole issue. And also some of the promises which RJD made, before the public, it was absolutely, it did not strike, any chord with them. They were pretty vague. They talked about giving
jobs. What about
jobs?
The jobs?
Giving jobs to
Government
every
jobs.
household. I mean, it's practically not possible. And, like I said, Bihar people, you cannot fool them. They understand that, it's not possible in the current circumstances to provide jobs to every, household in Bihar. And in fact, again, if you look at certain cases which are going on against the RJD leaders right now, I mean, the land for job scam is still afresh. I mean, it's an ongoing case where, Lalu Prasad Yadav, when he was the railway minister, he had offered jobs to people of Bihar against land pattas. Basically, you have to surrender your land against which they were offering jobs. So those kind of things people are still aware of because these are all ongoing cases. So those things played a major role as far as deciding, which way the course of the elections would go.
Yes, that was Amit talking about the various factors really that played in the favor of the NDA, the National Democratic Alliance, which has done amazingly well as far as the trends and results so far show, because they show that they are well above the 3/4 majority mark, and this is well above what the pollsters, like Mark was saying, had also projected. We'll take a breather at this point in time, but our special coverage on the counting process in Bihar Assembly elections will continue after that. Stay tuned.
When we stop seeing ourselves as separate from the world around us, caring for our planet becomes caring for our own existence. So today, let's meet people who are showing us even small steps can bring about lasting change.
I left the teaching job, started protecting palm trees. I began creating awareness among children in schools and colleges why palm trees are important and why we should care about saving them.
This habitat develops on its own inside the vortex pool. There's water moss on the walls and here on the bottom. The moss growth on the walls and bottom is proof that the water quality really is improving.
Past, we didn't know what conservation was or how to preserve or protect the wildlife. Now, through this restoration site, we are trying our best to carry forward a legacy of protecting the environment.
always welcoming. The vibe of Punjab is larger than life. Warm up to grandeur that's beyond compare. And history that's dotted with tales of bravery. Smiling soul of India.
Welcome back. You're watching our special broadcast on the counting process of the Bihar Assembly elections. It seems that the NDA is on course to a massive victory. The trends and results so far show the NDA ahead of 192 seats and the Mahagathbandhan, which is the opposition alliance, far behind, leading on just 45 seats. So it's pretty clear now that Nitish Kumar could get another term as Chief Minister of Bihar.
Indeed, let's look at the headlines. In the eastern state of Bihar, trends show the National Democratic Alliance has raced past the 3/4 mark, the 3/4 majority mark in trends. Counting is continuing amidst tight security.
Stellar performance by the BJP and JDU as RJD and Congress fall behind in early trends. Celebrations underway in BJP and JDU offices.
The Delhi bomber, Dr. Umar Mohammad's house in Jammu and Kashmir has been demolished by security forces. Two hybrid terrorists, Shabir Najjar and Shabir Mir, have been arrested on Thursday.
Security tightened across Delhi as probe into the deadly Red Fort blast expands. The traffic police asks travellers to reach early to avoid queues at airport, railway station.
Let's continue our focus on the Bihar elections and try and make sense of the results and put it into context. We have with us in the studio Amit Mukherjee, senior journalist who works with us, and we also have Praful Ketkar, who is the editor of Organizer. Mr. Ketkar, we'll come to you once again. Amit Mukherjee was talking about various reasons why the NDA has come back with strength, and really the opposition, their promises seemed totally out of place and also without any backing, in the sense that the voters did not believe them because the people behind them were not reliable enough in the opinion of the people. Also when we see a larger voter turnout, generally people believed it was going to be for change, but the change they are looking for is actually something that is aspirational, something that is probably deliverable by people who have the credibility to do so.
Absolutely. But we need to understand what he was trying to say about the credibility aspect. Somehow, RJD brings in this strong memory of misrule, corruption, criminalization of politics. And because of that, we need to understand two factors in these elections. Besides, this entire debate about SIR and vote theory and revision of electoral rolls, and the way Congress party tried to accuse the Election Commission of manipulating the voters list. Voters have definitely rejected that. But more important than that, there are two factors I believe that have played a critical role. One, the day RJD declared candidature from Raghunathpur of Mr. Osama, who is a son of dreaded earlier MP and criminal from RJD, Mr. Shahabuddin. Shahabuddin was known for a very notorious case where he had burnt somebody alive in front of people with acid. Those kind of memories. And that day, Tejasvi Yadav himself was present there. He said, Shahabuddin Amar Rahe. He actually talked about the living memory of Shahabuddin, which was a very, very deadly, I think, move to do, because that in fact crystallize BJP's agenda and the whole plan of talking about the Jungle Raj, reminding the Jungle Raj of RJD to the people. Secondly, I think Bihar society is very, very sensitive about the cultural roots. And when the Chhat preparations were going on, and BJP was talking about the way, Yamuna has been cleaned and the facilities are being provided for the Chhat, that is on the 6th day of Diwali, which is a very and one of the most important festivals of India and the biggest festival of Bihar for sure. And while making a comment, though I don't think he was really making, but the way he spoke about it, Mr. Rahul Gandhi said, it is all about drama. He was talking about Prime Minister Modi and BJP that they are doing drama around Chhat. So he didn't call, but the way BJP communicated it and the way people of Bihar perceived it. So calling Chhat festival as drama is actually reflecting in numbers. Remember, the smallest segment in NDA is Hindustani Awam Morcha, Hum, that is, gaining, that is leading in 5 seats. So is Indian National Congress. In terms of vote share, Congress has come down by 3%. RJD by and large has retained the vote share, but the seat convertibility has gone down simply because the chemistry and arithmetic of NDA has worked very well when it comes to their vote transfer, while it comes to the Mahagathbandhan led by RJD,
Right.
there seems to be a complete disconnect. There were friendly fights at many places, and they have actually pulled each other down and strengthened BJP's electoral plan somewhere around Congress disregarding the cultural roots of India, and RJD is protecting and standing for criminalization. So I think they have completely misplaced their strategy when it comes to the electoral management.
Right, Amit, if you look at the performance of the Mahagathbandhan on the minority seats, how are they faring?
Munmun, if you look at the entire, the pattern which is emerging, right now because of the results, it clearly reflects on the fact that the political parties in Bihar, especially I'm talking about RJD and Congress, they have not given up their old school politics. The kind of promises they used to make 20 years back or 30 years back, they still hold on to that politics. And they still believe that probably, appealing to the sectoral divide, the caste-based politics, the community-based politics, that is going to yield results for them. So clearly that has not worked this time, and it is clear that BJP, which is now kind of working on a new era politics, and that is kind of giving them a lot of benefit. If you just look at the minority dominated seats in Bihar, there are about 36 minority dominated seats, out of which NDA is doing well in 24 or 26. I mean that it's fluctuating between 24 to 26, which means that clearly, the RJD
out of 28 seats,
out
NDA,
of 36 minority dominated seats,
Yes.
24 to 28 seats NDA is leading, which means that BJP is even doing well in the minority dominated areas. In fact, JD's tally is better than even JDU's in certain pockets. So it clearly shows that even the religion-based politics which RJD and Congress has been relying upon, it's not working out well, because given the fact, in fact, in all states, people believe that traditionally Muslims or minorities, they don't vote for BJP, which is clearly not holding true in this election. I mean, if you just look at the figures. So, a lot of things, the old school politics is not working, but these parties like RJD and Congress, they are not ready to accept that probably. And BJP has always been talking about inclusive politics, where they have been talking about an overall growth, getting people into the mainstream development which the country is now witnessing. In every parameter, India is trying to go ahead, and it is actually marching ahead, whether it's in terms of development, whether it's in terms of providing services, even not only at the national level, even at the international level, it's doing pretty well. So I think BJP has been and its allies have been pretty consistent on harping those factors, getting back to those factors and connecting with people, and in fact that is an aspiration factor, because everybody wants to go up in life, because now every home is connected with cable TV and dish TV. I mean, cable TV era is gone. So they know exactly what is happening around the world. So keeping them, making false promises or keeping them deprived of the development that is happening around them is clearly not working. So I think even all these parties will have to think that things have changed. Voters are more aware these days, and they have to be realistic in what they promise to the voters.
Can we take the same question, Mark, to Praful Ketkar? How do you analyze the fact that Mahagathbandhan, Prafulji, is not just trailing in all the regions of Bihar, but also in the minority-dominated districts? Because like Amit was telling us, NDA is leading on 24 out of 36 such seats. And last year also we saw in Simanchal region, which has more minority-dominated seats than others, the NDA did better than the Mahagathbandhan and even the AIMIM.
See, Manmul, there are 2-3 factors that are, working for BJP in these minority-dominated seats. See, whenever the Congress and its allies harp on the, Muslim votes, as Revanth Reddy, the Chief Minister of Telangana, said somewhere in Bihar that, Congress stands for Muslims, Congress stands as a Muslim party. That again, did not resonate well. It leads to counter-polarization also. But second most important factor, what I feel, especially if you see the regions like Buxar or even for that matter Aurangabad, where BJP and JDU is doing extremely well compared to last election. In most of these parliamentary constituencies where RJD had done well in 2004 Lok Sabha elections, there now BJP and JDU are leading almost 4 to 5 seats in each of that constituency out of 6 to 7 assembly segments. That clearly shows that it is not just about the consolidation of various castes in those constituencies, but at the same time, I think Congress, JDU people somewhere defending this idea of, or what BJP at least tried to communicate about their strategy of defending illegal infiltration, that didn't go well. BJP has ensured that when it comes to the delivery, whether in terms of this PM Awas Yojana, whether in terms of gas connection, whether in terms of water taps, it is very transparent. You can track it, and irrespective of caste or community, everybody is getting benefit of those schemes. And Prime Minister himself ensures that those development and deliveries are analyzed. When it comes to the infrastructure also, they are the beneficiaries. Now, when the illegal infiltrators come to certain pockets, the first victims of their arrival is actually the local Muslims, because now they eat into the share of those Muslims who are local and indigenous people, and then it creates a sort of friction among them. Till now, RJD and Congress had taken them for granted. Now it looks like some of the sections in Muslim community, especially the economically backward sections, have started looking for different options when it comes to the development and delivery part. And there BJP and JDU as a combination, combined with Chirag Paswan as a force, I think are taking a huge benefit of it.
Right, we are joined by our correspondent Siddharth Bhardwaj. He is joining us from the BJP headquarters. Siddharth, you ran a story a little earlier about all the food that was being prepared. It's now pretty good time to start that meal, I suppose. The lunch is on the table. No, I'm just asking you, generally, what's the mood like?
Mark, the celebrations have started here. I'm at the BJP headquarters and you can see these are the exclusive visuals that we are getting for you. The sweets have started to be distributed and the band is being played. That clearly goes on to show that the party workers have now believed completely that the NDA is making the government in Bihar with full majority, as the trends are also suggesting. I would like to request my camera person to come, and you can see the huge celebration here, Mark, at the BJP headquarters. You can see people are dancing. They are immersed completely in the celebrations, and people are dancing. You can see the band is being played. The celebration visuals we are exclusively showing to our viewers on DD India. Here you can see the celebrations. The party has already started. Like I was just saying that earlier, the people were, the senior party leaders were not just celebrating, but they were completely confident that the NDA is making government in Bihar. And now the celebration has started here at the BJP headquarters. You can see people are just dancing here and immersed completely in the celebrations. The sweets are being distributed and the band is being played. It's an electric atmosphere here at the BJP headquarters. People are dancing. You can see people are dancing here and completely, celebrating. And they've already believed that the NDA government is making the government in Bihar with clear majority yet again. And this time around as well, people in Bihar, like the senior party leaders, have said that they have voted for the development. They are voting for the women-led development, and women also responded. We have seen the historic voter turnout, 71% by the women, and this is the mood here. This is the mood like at the BJP headquarters. It's completely amazing and completely electric. Over to you, Mark.
Absolutely. I don't think you can hear us in that noise, so we won't, keep you too long. But let's come back to our discussion. Mr. Ketkar, if we look at I had presumed that the vote share was actually about 50% almost for the NDA, but it's actually only about 40%. And in spite of that, we are seeing a huge, number of seats. I'm talking about the NDA and combined. That's the BJP and the JDU together. The JDU is about 18 something percent.
Let me correct you.
Yeah, correct.
BJP is around 22%.
Yeah.
JDU is around 19%.
Yeah, so about 41%. Yeah.
Plus, if you add LJP, which is around 6%,
right,
then it is 47. Then
yeah,
if you
so then it was right.
If you add Hum, party of Mr. Manji, then it is around 2% more. So it is going up to 48 to 49%.
Yeah. So it was correct on my part to say 50%.
When it comes to the Bihar polls, because Bihar always had a third poll, whether in the form of left or whether in the form of others, Bihar always had. So with 42, 43%, even the normal projections in all the exit polls were a sort of 44, 42 kind of vote share for the winning combination. So it clearly now shows that there was undercurrent, there was a solid pro-incumbency vote for what is now being called by some of the local journalists in Bihar that this is the Nemo factor. This is Nitish Modi factor. So locally, women have voted for Nitish because remember the bicycles, the road connectivity, the safety and security of women have been a key poll plank of Mr. Nitish Kumar since 2010. Besides that, he created a new category called the most or extremely backward caste in Bihar. So it was a sort of reservation within reservation that was called Mahadalit. So that is one another factor. But what I find remarkable, Mark, is, Bihar is generally known for just the caste combinations.
Right.
I think these numbers completely defy them because the way vote transfer have taken place, Prime Minister Modi comes from OBC caste, but his caste doesn't have much of a presence in Bihar, or for that matter, Mr. Nitish Kumar come from Kurmi caste. Again, this is hardly a 5 to 6% vote base in Bihar. But still, they have managed to see this kind of combination. It clearly shows that it is basically a cultural nationalist flank of Hindutva plus development and delivery on the ground. These two factors have combined the force, and now it has resulted into 48-49% of vote share.
Absolutely. Indeed. Looks like a wave election, considering that NDA is very near to the 200 mark as far as the leads are concerned. There are 243 seats, remember, and out of that NDA leading currently on 195. The question is whether NDA alone will cross the 200 mark or not. Let's go back to Siddharth Bharadwaj, who is at the BJP office in New Delhi. Siddharth, you were taking us to the celebrations. Any news of top BJP brass landing there to meet BJP workers? What's expected next?
Yeah, Munmun, I am here again at the BJP headquarters, and the celebration is going on in full swing, and people are celebrating, people are dancing, there are sweets being distributed, and you can see the band behind me, the trumpet is blowing, people are chanting slogans, and people are extremely happy. They have now supported, they have now clearly, Munmun, if you can hear me, I'm here at the BJP headquarters, and you can see behind me the celebration is going on in full swing. The environment is absolutely electric. People are dancing, and they have clearly now confidence that the NDA is making government in the state of Bihar, and they're saying this time around the people of Bihar have clearly rejected the Katta Raj and Jungle Raj, and they have voted for the peace and stability in the state of Bihar. And the celebrations you can see is going on. See the sweets are being distributed, Moon. You can see the sweets are being distributed. People are distributing sweets. All right, I've also tasted some sweet Moon, and it's absolutely electric atmosphere here at the BJP headquarters. People are absolutely celebrating, and I have with me. Let's talk to him, sir. How do you see this? How do you see the numbers and celebrations?
This is a historic victory. It's not an ordinary election. In a state where we have been in power for long, people have re-elected us with a massive mandate, and it is only possible because people have decided to vote for government that will have the support of central government, that will have the brand of Narendra Modi ji for the future of Bihar. So I think it's a double engine government. Vote for double engine Sarkar, vote for Narendra Modi ji, vote for development, and vote for the future of Bihar.
Definitely. Thank you so much for talking to DD India. You've clearly seen people here. The party leaders are saying that people in Bihar have voted for the development. They have voted for the double engine government and for the NDA, which is, according to them, set to make the government in the state of Bihar. The celebration, once again, I'll show you. I'll get out from the frame, and you can see people are how they are celebrating. They are dancing. They are holding the BJP flag in their hand, and also the posters, and the entire media is here. The celebration here is absolutely electric. Mun, back to you, Mark.
The BJP is leading the NDA into a huge victory in Bihar with 89 seats in leads currently, and the other major party of the NDA, the Janata Dal United, has 79 seats. The LJP has 21 seats, so a huge combination of these, and then the other parties which are combined, which are participating in this alliance, making up a large number, which would be crossing 200, one would think.
Probably, yeah. So celebrations reaching a crescendo at the BJP office in Delhi, also at the JDU office in Patna, and in some time from now, the official results of the Election Commission of India would be announced, as expected, around 5 p.m. That's what our correspondent Deepika was telling us. And then further movements and developments will take place towards government formation. We expect Nitish Kumar to be sworn in as the Chief Minister of Bihar yet again. It remains to be seen who all will be the Deputy Chief Ministers this time around. Will there be claim on the Deputy Chief Minister's position from Chirag Paswan's party, that is the Lok Janshakti Party. All that remains to be seen. But for now, we'll take your leave. We'll thank Praful Ketkar, Amit Mukherjee for joining us with their inputs. I and Mark take your leave. News and updates will continue on DD India, and our special coverage also continues.